Before we go any further, could you introduce yourself?
I'm Nancy Smith.
Okay. Did you grow up here in Gladstone?
I did not grow up in Gladstone. I moved here about 11 years ago.
Okay. And so what's your involvement with the Happy Rock Children's Center?
I actually chose not to have my children at the Children's Center.
Oh, okay. Well, why is that?
Well, originally when we were looking at childcare for Tyler, our first son, our only son, I guess,
Yeah.
first child, we had registered him early, knowing that it would be full very quickly.
Okay.
And we took a tour the October before he was going to start in the November. And after taking a tour of the facility, I couldn't. I walked out of there and I could not send my son there when he is so used to a living room with a big play area to grow and develop, and windows, big windows in our living room or house, natural light, and the baby room where they stay until they're 2 has a tiny window at the top of the wall that barely lets in any natural light. The kids can't see out it, so it's very dark, it's very dingy in that room especially.
Okay, so it's basically the general conditions of the facility were the main reasons why you decided not to send your son there.
Those were our only concerns.
Okay.
It was the building, the facility itself.
Okay, and why do you feel that the daycare is so important to our community? Why is it important for us to have a good daycare in town here?
It's extremely important to have a good daycare in town. We have a lot of young families, especially that are coming to our community now, and families that are continuing to grow that currently live in our community. And with road closures, being rural, it's important to have your kids close to you and to offer that facility, especially when we have other risks of businesses closing or services being shut down. I think that that's one that you would certainly want to keep going and try to support as much as possible.
Yeah. Do you have any personal stories you'd like to share of people you know who haven't been able to get jobs or something because they haven't had good access to good childcare?
A friend of mine, she brings her children here though.
Okay.
But there's no childcare available in her own hometown, which is why she doesn't work there, because she wants her children with her.
Okay.
And so I wonder if that could ever be an issue here, with only being a small facility and only able to have 8 babies at a time, and I'm not sure how many in the larger room, that maybe people do have to seek childcare outside of the community because of that.
Yeah, and missing out on work opportunities and these kind of things.
Yes.
All right. So how has that affected you personally by not being able to
personally, there's a few things actually. Friends of ours, all of their children go to the daycare, and our child does not go with those children. So that opportunity to grow up with a group of kids that are the same age, we chose to have our son in a private daycare at a home.
Okay.
And so there may not necessarily be children the exact same age, whereas in the daycare there would be. So that opportunity is missed, and I commute. I commute outside of the town of Gladstone to take my child to daycare, instead of the convenience of just passing it on my way to work and dropping him off quickly.
Yeah. So it has affected your family life, and it's affecting your son's development, you would say?
I don't know if it would affect his development. Certainly it takes up more time to take him out to the country instead of in town. But development, maybe, socially with his friends. And he's used to being with older children and younger, not necessarily his same age, except for the play groups and different things that are offered in our community that way.
Okay, so it's just like his social development would be much better if he was able to hang out with his friends here in town.
I think so.
Yeah.
Or at least, maybe not better. I think I have a really social kid, but I think that maybe just that you get the chance to grow up with those same children that are the same age. Being a teacher, I see that all the time. Groups of kids that have grown up since they were toddlers going to a daycare in their community. Especially, for example, Plumas, and they are such a tight-knit group of kids. It's so wonderful. They're like extended family.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's missing out on that or not, and I won't know because he's not going there. So.
Yeah. So is there any thoughts you'd like to share about the Happy Rock Children's Center, the facilities there?
I think that they have a fantastic opportunity to grow and develop in a new facility. The staff there is phenomenal. We were very impressed with the staff that's there and the programs that they do with children. It's the facility that holds them back, and I don't know if other people have gone there and have looked at the facility like we did and said no, or choosing not to send our children there.
Okay.
Or whether, you know, a lot of people, I think you just don't have any other choice. You want your children in the community that you live in.
Yeah.
And so you accept that the facility is the way that it is.
Yeah.
And you take them there anyway because that's what you
Yep.
need to do for your family.
That's all you have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, we took a tour of the facility, and
Yes.
hopefully our viewers
Hopefully.
will find it instructional as well.
I hope so. The new location right by the elementary school, that would be a fantastic asset for our community. There's I think they can share the playground, that sort of thing, and it's right beside the school. If you're dropping off one child to daycare, you're right there to drop off another child
Yeah.
to the elementary school.
Yeah.
I think the convenience-wise of the new location and bigger space and just everything being newer, brighter, more geared for child development
Okay.
would be wonderful.
Another question. So if they were able to build this new facility, would you consider taking children there?
I would consider taking children there. We have a baby at home now.
Okay.
That will be looking for childcare, and I know our private home care is an option
Yeah.
for now, but her own children are also growing, and she may decide she doesn't want to do that anymore, and I would
Okay.
need to look at other options, and not just because of that, but a new facility with more space. I think that children would be healthier in there as well.
Okay.
Very close quarters, you are passing things back and forth all the time. I think children can be perpetually sick
Yeah.
in a very close space. And so I think with a new facility, I would definitely consider.
Definitely consider keeping your children in a community.
Yes, especially when my work is right across the street. If they're sick, I could be there very quickly to pick them up. If, you know, there's an emergency, they're right there. They're very close then.
All right. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's good.
That's okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna, I'll just turn this off.
Yeah, sure. Less editing for you if you turn it off.
Yeah.